I wouldn't bother showing this film to any woman. They'd never understand it. This is men's business. Serious men's business. Mac was at the Weber, and Stu was at the Weber, and I was at the Weber. 3 men standing around a Weber sipping beers, staring at sausages, rolling them backwards and forwards, never leaving them alone. We were drawn there like moths to a flame. The Weber was a powerful gravitational force, a man magnet. Stu said the thin ones could use a turn. I said, yeah, I reckon the thin ones could use a turn. Mac said,
yeah, they could definitely do with a turn.
It was a unanimous turning decision.
Yeah.
Mac was the tong master, a true artist. He gave a couple of practice snaps with his long silver tongs before moving and prodding, teasing with an elegant flick of his wrist, rolling them onto their little backs. A lesser tong man would have flicked too hard, the sausages would have gone full circle, back to where they started. Gavin was passing us. He heard the siren song sizzle of the sausages. The Weber was calling, beckoning. We said g'day and began the Weber shuffle. Mac shuffled to the left, and Stu shuffled to the left, and then I shuffled to the left. Gavin slipped in beside Stu. We sipped our beers. Now there was 4 of us staring at the Weber. Mac gave me the nod. My cue. I was second in command. I had to take the raw sausages out of the plastic bag and lay them on the Weber. The chipolatas are tiny. They could easily slip down between the grill, falling to the molten hot netherworld below. Mac snapped his tongs with approval. There was no greater honour. Luke came along. The irresistible lure of the Weber pulled him in too.
Hey! Cheers!
Stu was the fork pronger. He had the fork to prong New South Wales' finest snags, and he showed a lot of promise, stabbing away eagerly, leaving perfect little vampire holes up and down the skins.
Don't they cook better if you don't poke them so often?
In the silence, you could have heard a chipolata drop.
I'm just gonna, yeah.
He didn't understand the hierarchy. First the tong master, then the snag layer, then the fork pronger. Everyone else was just a watcher. Then Wendy came up. She was trying to jostle into the circle.
Good, guys.
We closed ranks, but she was keen, heading for the only available space, out there on the other side. The gap in the circle where all the smoke and ashes blew. Nobody could survive the gap. Nobody had ever survived the gap. Wendy was gonna try. She stood there stubbornly, smoke blinding her eyes, ashes filling her nostrils, sausage fat splattering all over her arms and her face, until she could take it no more. We sipped our beers. And then Mac handed me his tongs. I knew what was happening. I had waited a long time for this moment. The abdication. The tongs weighed heavy in my hands, firm in my grip. Was I ready for the responsibility? Yes, I was. I held them high and proud. I was the tong master. But only until Mac got back from the toilet.